Hi, I'm Tammy Kostecki. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Forge Ahead Strategies, all about tips, techniques, and strategies to survive and thrive in today's crazy world. Generally come to you straightforward, talking to teens and parents about some of the problems that we have reconnecting and building, reigniting our relationships with our children and our parents when communication fails. And so I've developed our COPE skills. That's COPE. These are techniques. If you learn your COPE, then you'll be able to move forward and do fine in life and survive. So we went over our C the other day, which was choices. Excuse me, making good decisions is imperative for moving forward, which is the key to having a happy and successful life. As long as you're moving forward, you should be doing fine. Our next O in the COPE was for opportunities, and that is to recognize and seize your opportunities and look at everything as a teachable moment. Even when the glass breaks and the milk spills and the hair gets cut too short and things seem to be falling apart, try to see a teachable moment in it. You know, hair grows back, mud washes off, we can rebuy things that break. It's the important things in life that count, which are your relationships with the people that you love and taking care of each other and making good decisions, moving forward, and keeping away from the chaos that is so easily seeps into our lives if we're not careful. And that includes relationships, whoever it's with, whether it's with your friends, your parents, your teachers, your coworkers. There's some people that you need to keep at arm's length so that they don't mess up your juju, and you can continue moving forward without them giving you roadblocks. So our next letter in our COPE skills is P for patterns. And if you look at your life, you probably see patterns all over the place, right? If not, try to take a look and see, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But for instance, we keep continuing doing the things that work for us because we see that that pattern works for us. For instance, we drive to work a certain way every day because that works for us. That pattern of the lights and the traffic works for us. We go to the stores that we like because we maybe find everything that we need at that one store. That pattern works for us. When we start a new job, we do the same tasks over and over again until we find the patterns in it, and then we hone that in a little bit and modify it and make it work for us. So what works for us, we find in the patterns in our lives. And there's also patterns of generational patterns. We might see in our mom or our dad certain things that manifest in ourselves after a while. Maybe not as a teenager, you don't see it. More as an adult, you see it. But those are also generational patterns that happen. And a lot of times it's because things get passed down from one generation to the other, right? We hope that it's beauty, brains, and brawn that gets passed down, but sometimes it's not. And sometimes it's abuse that gets passed down, and we want to try to end that cycle of patterns. Okay, and by using your COPE skills, your good choices, seizing opportunities and using them as teachable moments, and your patterns, making sure that you keep the good patterns in your life, you're on the right track. Okay, so when we try doing something and it's not working, do you keep attempting to do it the same way, or do you try to do it a different way and you change direction and change your pattern a bit? For instance, Albert Einstein says, if you keep doing what you've always done, you'll keep getting what you've always gotten. And that makes sense, right? Let's not keep going out with those guys that just want to lay around on the couch after work and think that housekeeping is only for the woman. Or let's get rid of the oppressive employer that thinks that you need to shut up and sit down just because you're a woman and you don't know as much as they do. Let's get rid of the cars, the bad cars that we're driving that keep falling apart and not getting us from place A to place B. Like, let's learn from our mistakes, and we learn from the patterns that we have in our lives. And everything is a pattern. Nature's a pattern. Our houses are patterns. Right? We all kind of have the same patterns. We have a bathroom. We have bedrooms, and kitchen, hopefully a garage or something like that. Everything is in patterns, and we need to make sure that we're always working with the patterns that work for us. Whether you're starting a new job or you're or a new class. When you start a new class, do you take your books with you and your notebook and your pen? You know, that's a pattern of things that you use because you know it's going to work. So let's stick with the things that work for us, that have been successful for us, and keep moving forward with those patterns and get rid of the things that don't work. When we get into issues with the people in our lives, it's generally because there's a pattern there that hasn't been working for us in the past. And then when we blow up and we explode, it's because we're done with that pattern and we're ready for a new one. And we just don't know how to emotionally handle that with the other people. And that's what I'm here to help you with. If you can put your comments below if you have anything that you want to talk about in particular and you want to subscribe to our channel and grow our community. That's what I'm trying to do here, is get out a bunch of information for teens and parents so that they can cope better with the world and move forward and have really happy and healthy lives with family units all together. And my company, Forge Ahead Strategies, has programs to help life coaching for teens and for parents. It's forgeaheadstrategies.com, and I have Building Bridges programs. There's 8-week journeys, there's 4-week journeys, I have support sessions, and you can just contact me and put a strategy session together. We can see if I can help you. So if you are interested in that, I'd like to talk to you about whatever you want to talk to. In the meantime, just go ahead and keep those cope skills honed and fresh. C for choices, O for opportunities, P for patterns, and the next one is going to be the E, which we're going to work on for using empathy in our decision-making process. And if you can remember your COPE skills, whenever you're making a decision, you are moving forward and you are working towards having a successful life. So we thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.